Shawty's like a melody in my head that I can't keep on. I'm singing my head, na every day, na play.
Okay, hi. Welcome back to my channel. I am having allergies right now, so my voice is like raspy. Welcome back to my channel. Hi, it's Ro. First of all, my room is a mess. I'm packing. Everything's hell. Yeah, basically, yeah. That's what's happening. I guess you can guess why. You can guess what this video is about. I think NYU. So, as I said in my intro video, I am attending NYU Shanghai. Now, due to current situations, I have no idea when I'm going. By the time I upload this, I hope that I'm gone and I'm gone there. But because these online classes are gonna kick my butt. But anyways, this video is gonna be about how I got into NYU Shanghai and basically why I chose it. Yeah. She wanted to say hi. Okay, you okay now? Do we need to hold you the entire video? Is that you okay? That you want to get down? She wants to get down. Don't go on my bed. Application process. I applied in 2019. I applied to 20 colleges and I got into 9 and waitlisted for another one. So originally my top choice was McGill. You know, like I like the vibes. I've been there before, visited, and then they rejected me for the science program because they said my grades suck. But anyways, I'm gonna tell you basically about my scores, my grades, and like what my application was comprised of, so you can kind of get an idea of what they're looking for. So for SAT, ACT, I didn't like the SAT. There was a lot of geometry on it. Yeah, I didn't like it. And then, yeah, I just didn't like it. The essay, I didn't like all of that. So I took it twice. So the first time I got a 1290, almost flunked that entire math section. And then the next time I got a 1260 when I did it with essay. So every time I take a test, the second time, every time I retake it, it gets worse the second time. So we'll see the same thing with the ACTs. I got a 31 the first time I took the ACT, but I fumbled the writing section. So it didn't count, so I had to retake it. And the second time I took the ACT, I got a 29 because the math section had more geometry this time when it usually has more algebra, which I'm okay with. So, and then it has a science section on it, and this science section was just weird as hell this time. Like the whole test was just not for me. Yeah, but I would say even the writing prompt for the ACT is easier for me. A 31, I think a 31 in ACT is 1400 in SAT approximately. So it's not terrible. As for grades, in like high school, I was a A- B+ student. Freshman year, my grades were absolutely terrible, so I had to like grind the first half of senior year because I was trying to lift that stuff up. My GPA at the end of first semester of senior year was 3.7. So once again, I had to work hard junior year. I took about 2 to 3 APs per year. I could have taken more, but I didn't want to. The workload was already a struggle for me, so I didn't want to put more on it. Like, no, just it was good, you know. In terms of clubs and extracurriculars, I had no extracurriculars at all. I was in BSU for first year, but I realized it did take up a lot of my time and I want to focus more on my studies. I was gonna rejoin it senior year, but then college stuff was just too much for me. I was also working, I started working during the school year, during junior year. So yeah, so that took up most of my time. I mean, if true, I could have, I could have forced myself to take more clubs, but I really don't like think it would benefit me in terms mentally. Like I burned out by the time senior year came, so that just wouldn't have been a good idea. During the summer, I volunteered I would volunteer during summer since I was like 12. So I think that might have helped a little bit. I work at different places as it's like interning, but you can log it as volunteer hours because sometimes interns get paid. I didn't get paid. One thing I also did is I took a college course while working last summer. Although NYU does not take those credits, and I did not know that. So I kind of took a whole stats class for no reason. I could have gotten more work hours too. So I'm a little upset about that, honestly, because I'm gonna have to take stats again probably. Looking to go into biology, so math and science is important. I took up to pre-calc in high school because I really don't like math. I really don't do well, and my teacher was really bad, so I didn't. Yeah, I hope he doesn't see this. I was not learning in that class. There was nothing going inside my head. It was just tired. I was like trying to sleep. Oh, one thing that can technically be listed as an extracurricular is from sophomore year up until like the beginning of senior year, I had a Japanese tutor. So basically I was learning Japanese as a side language. I was taking French in school because my family speaks French, and the only thing they offered was, like, the French class was even ending, so now they only offer Spanish and Mandarin in the school. So that was something. So I took Japanese. I went to Japan 2 summers ago for a month to basically just go to language school and just study the language. It was cool. But as well, the senior year I took Mandarin 1. I struggled. I don't remember anything. I'm gonna have to relearn it in Shanghai anyways. But for the application, I think there's 2 supplements, and then you submit your college essay. So I wrote my college essay on the process of me learning Japanese and me like coming to like the culture. Did gas a little parts, but it wasn't completely false. And then you had to write about like why you like NYU and blah, blah, blah. So the NYU in New York is close to my old school. So I had been there a few times. I knew the campus. It's cool. Been to the labs. So I was vibing with it. I wrote a supplement. I'm basically like, oh, I like NYU. Oh yeah, I've been around it when I was younger. It'd be a dream of mine, you know, the classic. Guess them up. But as to why I applied, NYU like sent people to their school to give the college talks and whatever, and they had a representative for NYU Shanghai, and NYU Shanghai is fairly new. I think it started in 2015, so they were trying to get more people in, and I was interested. Like, I've never had a particular like I never really like had like, oh, I want to go to China. I never had that idea, but it sounded interesting, you know, like might as well travel to a new place. It's interesting, different. So I applied to that one and the New York one, but I put the NYU Shanghai first because I didn't expect to get in because it has such like strict, like it's very selective. So I wanted to like experience something like different because there's an American college experience. It's a period of growth, and I feel like it's something that the NYU Shanghai would be like something I thought it was like something I could work with, you know, like it's gonna be interesting, never forget it, you know. Where was I? So what I think got me into NYU Shanghai at the end of the day was my international experience. And like my grades were okay, so it was at a good level that my international, I guess, experience outside of that kind of made it a good application. So the fact that I went to Japan and I lived there for a bit which is a month. It's not really living there. It's a month, but it's something, you know, test run. So I lived there for a month, and I think that's like away from home. It's almost the same distance, like where I was in Japan. Fukuoka is an hour away by plane, so it's like same amount of distance, about the same time difference too. So I think that was like, oh, okay, she can do well here. The school is really selective, not only because of grades, but because of whether they think you'll be able to adapt to the culture and be able to absorb the culture and understand and work with the people and, you know, have a good time there. So because I went to Japan for that time, they're like, oh, if she did okay then, and she wrote about it in her essay, then that means she likes it, right? I assume that's what they were thinking. So my grades were okay enough, and with my traveling, I think that's really what, in the end of the day, had me going, because I'm not in clubs, I'm not in anything, so it's really about you as a person and what you can adapt to. I've also been traveling a lot since I was younger. My family lives in almost every continent, you know. There's a lot. I have a lot of family everywhere, so we go everywhere to travel. I've been traveling since I was younger. I've been sent away alone when I was younger. In the end of the day, McGill rejected me, so I couldn't go there. But in the end of the day, it was between Howard and NYU Shanghai. Now, that was hard for me because I really wanted, in my school before, there wasn't many black students, and it was like most of my life, like I was in mostly white school. So it was kind of hard, and I wanted to be able to be in a place with my community, understand my community, because my mom isn't African American. So I didn't really, although I may have lived in neighborhoods with fellow black people, it's different than being raised in a household that's not, you know, African American. So going to Howard would have been like a cultural experience in terms of understanding my identity, you know, and kind of just understanding myself, being with my own people, you know, being a majority, you know, something I can comfort in, you know. But I have family in DC. I've been to DC, and I don't really like DC too much. Nothing, no hate to y'all in DC. I don't vibe with it, you know. So I wasn't really too keen on the idea of I wasn't too hot on the idea of going to DC and living in DC. Also, in terms of my degree, I think since I want to be a STEM major, biology major, I think NYU is more where I would lean to, because it does have a lot of research labs and blah blah blah. Like, I've been to their labs. Not to say that Howard doesn't have any, but I feel like it's more you know, like business, social sciences, history. I'm sure I could have gotten a great biology degree there, but in the end of the day, I think that NYU Shanghai is just a really different experience that you can't get anywhere else. And I just wanted to have no regrets, even though right now I'm having a little bit because of everything that's going on right now. But to wrap it up, I chose NYU Shanghai because of the unique experience, and I think the money that I'd be paying is worth it. Well, the loan, I'm taking a loan out. So, yeah, thank you for watching my video. I lost my train of thought like 6 times. I'm a mess. If you liked the video, like it. If you disliked it, I guess dislike it. I mean, if you watched it all the way through and you dislike it, I commend you for that. Thank you. If you want to keep seeing videos of me just zoning out, or like trying to explain things, losing my train of thought, not explaining anything concisely, and doing random things, hit that subscribe. That's all for today. How do you end videos?